Well, good morning, everyone. Hope you're having a great day. Okay, let's say hello to a few folks here. Our dear friends, we appreciate you big time. Okay, who's number one? Brahim from Portland, Oregon. Good morning, my friend. Rosalinda from Niagara Falls. Kevin in Maryland from PEI, and Maria, good morning. Nick from our staff, good morning. Lori and Ryan, good morning from Sarasota, right? Marina and Mary and Lorraine from British Columbia, Mike from Norla, Jeanette from our staff, Micheline, Francis, good morning. Cecilia, how is you? Anne, St. Catharines, good morning, Anne. Donna, Bell Valley. Heather, Miramichi. Catherine, Alberta. Suzanne, Yolande, bonjour Yolande, how are you? Bonnie, Annandale, Minnesota. Denise, Georgie, Halifax, Nova Scotia. Thea, Meadow Lake, Saskatchewan. Good morning, Meadow Lake. There's Wendy from Markham. Good morning. Stephanie, Bob and Stephanie from Georgia. And Barbara, Kansas. Fran from Orangeville. Teresa from Mississauga. We love you guys. You have no idea. Elizabeth, Victoria, British Columbia. Jeanette, good morning. Jen, and we appreciate you. You have no idea, guys, how much we appreciate our audience. Okay. Faye, Terrace, British Columbia. And you got those tulips out. Kim, Florida. Hi, Kim. How is you? Francine, Nakina. Bonjour, Nakina. We appreciate you guys. Hey, Deb from Timmins. And we love Timmins. We love you, Deb. Okay, couple of more and let's get going. Okay, my scroll is actually going slow this morning. I can't get over it. Okay, Diane, Thunder Bay, and Sue. And Sue saying she's looking forward to our webinar tonight. Yeah, looking forward to it too, Sue. You get to see the brains of the family. Okay, Dr. Martin Jr. is on with us tonight, and it should be a lot of fun. Okay, you want to get going? We're going to do part 2. CDC comes out, and I saw it about 10 more times, even in the mainstream. I saw it on CBS News and NBC News and a couple of others. Okay, CDC says deadly fungal infection spreading at an alarming rate. Mainstream medicine, okay, we covered this yesterday. Mainstream medicine misses the boat on mycotoxins. Fungi are spreading like wildflower. Plus, so far, no real good treatment for it. Now, yesterday we talked about etiology. What is that? How did it get started? How did this fungus? How do funguses? Candida. Okay, the one we're very familiar with is Candida albicans. There's different strains of fungus. And the problem is, Western medicine, they're just not used to fungal infections. Everything with few exceptions, everything in Western medicine is virus or bacteria. I was saying, even during the pandemic, that we ought to be more worried about our immune system than about a virus. You guys know me. I'm constantly telling you as an individual, build your immune system, because we live in a world that's different than 100 years ago. 100 years ago, there was no antibiotics. There was nothing. The soil was, there was no pesticides or herbicides or very little of that. And our environment was different. There wasn't the plastics. There wasn't the chemicals. We live in a different world, my friend. We live in a different world. And thus, look, antibiotics were the greatest discovery of the 20th century, by far. I mean, insulin was a great discovery, but there was no discovery like an antibiotic. It saved millions of people's lives, but now we're getting the double-edged sword. We're getting the other side of the sword. We're getting the side effects of the overuse of antibiotics. Okay? We're getting the side effects from that. And what we're seeing today are people who are immunocompromised. They're compromised because they took antibiotics. No one told them to take probiotics to replace that bacteria. You take 5 days of an antibiotic, you wipe out all the good guys. So what did we talk about yesterday? We talked about why. Why would we have a fungus? And what we explained yesterday too is fungus is a first cousin to mold. We know what mold does. And for some people, mold can be deadly. Okay? You get black mold, it can kill you. And fungus wraps around its victim like a snake. A fungus really is a parasite that can travel through your bloodstream. How does it get into your bloodstream in the first place? Okay, so let's talk about that. We're going to come back because I want to explain this to you even further. Okay? I'm going to explain dysbiosis again. It's always good to go over stuff like this. Your digestive tract, starting right in your mouth, okay? Your digestive tract really is there for two things. Digest and absorb food so that you can get your nutrients micro-sized. Okay? So when you're eating a steak, you're going to get all the vitamins micro-sized. From B12, your B vitamins, vitamin A, okay? All your amino acids, whatever. They go through your stomach and then down to the small intestine. The small intestine, we showed you yesterday. I take out a carpet and a piece of an old shag carpet. I love the illustration. For me, I'm a visual guy, okay? So for me, I like to show, even to me to see it, I like this illustration for me because these are villi. You see the shag carpet? Okay, for those who will watch this later or listen to it on a podcast, I'm showing a corner of an old shag carpet. You remember those? right? When we were wearing bell bottoms, they made shag carpets. And this reminds me, I know I'm weird, it reminds me of your small intestine. Now inside these villi, okay, shag carpet, there's, first of all, billions of bacteria, your microbiome. What are they doing? Well, they're on your side. Your microbiome is on your side. If it's healthy, what does it do? It helps to absorb those nutrients. The microbiome. Yeah? Absorb those nutrients. Help to keep bad guys out of your bloodstream. Okay? But the absorption of your food, okay? Your stomach is really important. Okay? First stop, stomach. Your food starts breaking down in your mouth because of the enzymes in your saliva. It goes down into the furnace. And your furnace better be heated up. That's the problem with 80% of the population today. What's happening is right in the stomach. Why? Why do so many people have trouble? Because they're eating the wrong food. When you eat carbs, even plants, okay? I saw somebody on our Facebook, and we love those posts, guys, okay? But every once in a while, I got to get in there and straighten people out, you know? Because a naturopath, okay, told her or someone, you know, don't eat meat, you better eat plants for your stomach. That is the craziest thing in the world. You're not a cow. You know what a cow needs to eat? Grass, plants, 4 stomachs. And their pH is not acidic in the cow. Well, it's slightly acidic, but it's around, the pH in the stomach of a cow, the 4 stomachs, is around 4. You know what yours is? Or it should be 1.5. Very acidic. Why? Because you're meant to eat meat. You're built for meat. You got a gallbladder that pours bile into that small intestine to absorb animal fat. You're built for meat. And when you don't do it, you know what happens? Your pH goes up. You want to, don't get insulted. You want to act like a cow? Your body will respond like a cow. It will elevate your pH. Salad. It elevates your pH. You don't need acidity for salad. You need 4 stomachs. You don't have 4. You've been given 1. It should be acidic. Okay, so let me get back. 2 reasons for your digestive tract. 1, obviously, you eat. You know, a lot of people live to eat. But you ought to eat to live. Our culture is, we live to eat. And we ought to eat to live. True or false? Okay? So, your stomach, very acidic. Wants to break your food down, micro-size it. Okay? 2, the second reason for digestion, or your digestive tract, I mean, is to keep toxins out. You know, someone put in there yesterday or whatever on the Facebook, and I want to encourage you. But like I said, every once in a while I got to get in there because I get a migraine. H. pylori. Okay? I was at church on Sunday, and a guy was talking to me, and he said, I've had some stomach problems or whatever, and I said, what was the diagnosis? And he didn't say it. I said, can I give you the diagnosis? You got H. pylori. And he looked at me like he didn't know me, so he said, how do you know that? Well, I said, I've been around the block a long time. You got H. pylori. But listen, Linda, listen. You never, ever, ever get H. pylori if you have good stomach acidity. Got it? You never, ever get H. pylori unless everybody has H. pylori. But if you have good stomach acidity, okay, it lays dormant. It's like herpes. Did you get chicken pox when you were a kid? Oh yeah, I got that. Yeah. Well, that virus never goes away, but you don't have to worry about it because if you got a good immune system, herpes will just stay dormant. It sleeps. Only when your immune system is compromised would you get herpes, like a cold sore or herpes zoster, which is shingles or whatever, and it comes out. It's the same thing with H. pylori. People, H. pylori. I got to take an antibiotic because I got H. pylori. I always go, well, why did H. pylori show up in the first place? Because you're eating too much salad and too much junk. You're a carboholic. Your stomach was made to eat meat. And if you don't cooperate with your stomach's pH will go up. And you don't want it up. You want your pH of your body to be blood slightly alkaline. But not your stomach. Not your stomach. And this is a huge problem in our society. It's partially why fungus can get inside your body. Okay? If you've got a good stomach, Candida, it has a hard time surviving. Now, let's get back to the small intestine. Okay? I'm showing you the shag carpet again. What happens when all your bacteria, pretty well, all the good guys are destroyed? You get in medicine, it's called dysbiosis. It's an imbalance. You got more bad guys than good guys. Now, what do I always say? Consistently. SIBO. Okay? H. pylori in the stomach. SIBO in the small intestine. But it's not SIBO. You guys know this. Nobody else knows it. You know it. It's not bacteria in here that's giving you trouble. It's fungus in here that's giving you trouble. And when fungus, listen, Linda, when fungus, yeast, takes over the small intestine, you can take an antibiotic if you want to get rid of SIBO, but it doesn't work. It might work temporarily, but it actually makes it worse. Why? Because they're looking for love in all the wrong places. It's not bacterial. Ladies, you know this. You get a urinary tract infection. You take an antibiotic. Oh, doc, the pain's gone. And then it comes back. You don't have a bacteria, an E. coli. You have yeast. And it's sitting on the lining of your bladder. And that's a problemo. It'll reoccur. Ladies know about yeast infections. Men, we're dense because our anatomy is different down there. Right? Our anatomy is different. But in the small intestine, okay, when you take antibiotics, okay, this changes. It goes from this, you see the microvilli, the shag carpet? I'm going to show you something else. This is a non-shag carpet. See it? See the difference? Okay? For my podcast friends, visualize. You have a shag carpet, microvilli, and then you have, this is what I call an autoimmune small intestine. The villi have been compromised. You now have a flat. You have very little friendly bacteria on your side. Now you have autoimmune. Let me give you an example of that. You know when people say, I have an allergy to dairy? Okay. When you have a microvilli in your small intestine like this, it produces lactase. Lactase is for lactose, the sugar in milk. Okay? But you get kids today, and this has been a big problem. It wasn't a problem when I was a kid. Who was allergic to dairy when I was a kid? I can't remember anybody. Who was allergic? They're allergic to themselves today. I mean, I've never seen so many asthma pumps. I've never seen so many allergies. Why? I'm a why guy. Why when I was a kid, nobody had an asthma pump. I'm sure there was asthma, but there wasn't much of it. Why? Because people are walking around, instead of a shag carpet in their small intestine, they got a flat carpet, and they're not producing lactase. My friend, it's autoimmune. And then stuff comes in to your small intestine, and it doesn't get micro-sized. So now you have all these food intolerances. You know, somebody asked me, when I was in practice, okay, I actually had a kit that I never used. Okay. It was a food allergy kit, and I could send it to a lab. And they would come back and tell you what you were allergic to in food. All I had to do was take your blood, and I would put it in a test tube and send it to this lab. I never used it. And I mean it. Well, I hardly ever used the kit. Because here's what I would tell my patient. You got $600? Oh, doc, it's worth it. I said, well, if you give me 600, I will send the kit with your blood to the lab. They'll send me back a report. They'll give me $200 back out of the $600 I collected. I send them $600, they give me $200 back. I told the patient that. And I said, here's what's going to happen. Because I already know. You're going to come back, they're going to come back, and you're going to be hypersensitive to about 50 foods. I said, it's not the food. It's not the food that's bothering you. It's your carpet. No, I didn't say carpet. It's your small intestine, even your stomach. Because you don't have enough acidity in your stomach. You have yeast, a fungus that is built up in your small intestine, and you have autoimmune. You're allergic to almost everything. You see, I'm a why guy. So I said, instead of you giving me $600, how about we start to fix your digestive tract? Your first thing you're going to do is start eating meat. You got it? What? Yes, meat. Because your stomach will respond to meat. And then oftentimes, for me, I would put them on a digestive enzyme to help break their food down. Okay? Probiotics, we talked about that yesterday, to kill the fungus, the candida. Oil of oregano, oftentimes I would for H. pylori. Okay? I got that in my digestive enzymes. But all I'm saying is, guys, I'm a why guy. Why do we have these problems? Why is there a fungus spreading across the country, North America? Why? What do we do about it? How do I build my immune system? I'm a why guy, and then let's get cracking. Eggs. No, let's get cracking to fix it. If you, listen, if you have any kind of autoimmune, it starts in your digestive tract. MS, rheumatoid arthritis, Parkinson's, Sjogren's, you name it, Crohn's, ulcerative colitis, you name it, my friend. You have to fix the digestive tract. You have to, and someone said, Google SIBO. Google it. And if you go down, scroll far enough, it'll tell you, don't take probiotics for SIBO because it's bacterial and it's just going to make, folks, I get a migraine. My head wants to explode. Because remember, medicine, God loved them. All they can think of is viruses and bacteria. And when you talk to a doctor about autoimmune, I don't know how you got it. Bad luck. Okay? How did you get that? Bad luck. Or genetics. They're not trained in, they forget their physiology. I was talking to a doctor the other day about stomach acid, and they looked at me like I had two heads. I said, well, you're meant to eat meat. What? That's not what I was taught. I said, you were taught religion, not science. I'm telling you guys, and you know, I double down on this all the time, all the time, all the time. Because it's not only coming to a theater near you, it's already here. It's that environmental climate, I call it craziness. It's just over and over and over again. The biggest problem in the world is we got 10 years left, according to the climatologist. 10 years, and the Earth's going to dissolve because of man. Like, guys, I don't buy it. And the solution is, you know, cows fart. And I'll tell you something. I'm going to tell you something. Are you a pet lover? Are you a pet lover? Bill Gates is coming after your pets too. They only want the elites to live. And they'll travel around on their jet planes and their carbon footprints. It drives me crazy. That's religion, my friend. Has nothing to do with science. Your body was made to eat meat. Hello? You don't live on plants. I'm sorry if the truth offends you. What can I tell you? The truth will set you free. How do you like the carpet illustration? Give me some feedback on that, okay? Like I said, for me, I'm a very simple guy. That I gotta use illustrations in my own mind so I can think about it. Or I can see it. I gotta see it. I'm visual. Okay, guys, now. Tonight, it's not too late, I don't think. You can still sign up for our webinar tonight. Dr. Martin Sr., I get in the background tonight, and my son takes over. Okay? I tried to get him to do these podcasts, and he said, Dad, I'm too busy. I don't have a big mouth like you. Okay. Anyway, okay, so tonight we tag team. Join us. You'll love it because we're just going to have some fun, give you some real good information. You'll love it. It's well worthwhile. Okay, so join us tonight. Tomorrow afternoon session. And Friday is what? Question and answer. Okay, I'm breathing. I had so much fun this morning. Okay, guys, we love you. Talk to you soon.